Infinite Podcast, episode 26. This will be a spoiler-free talk about the campaign. And last week we said the commando was a potato, but I kind of wonder, maybe we're all potatoes.
Please call us at your earliest convenience. Now, show me what you can do.
Josh,
Hey!
dude, you gotta think of better jokes than that.
Not even a joke. That was just like a weird statement.
It's basically they become jokes after you guys hear them and then mock me. See, that's the
I got it.
It's
You could have
You're the
done
joke.
you could have
You're
done
the
some
joke.
kind of like Spider-Man joke or something because we all feel like Spider-Man.
next week. Don't spoil, dude. Don't
Okay,
spoil it.
all right.
The Iron Man does whatever an iron. No.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's episode 26 of the Halo Infinite podcast. Lethal says, and Josh's jokes are awful. There we go. We're starting off strong as usual. So, Johnny Bo, you're right underneath me. What's going on, baby?
What's up? You made me stop playing the campaign for this. So
Yeah, me too. I was about to take a fob, and you
Ditto.
made me
also,
think
I'm
of-
the reason why it's a day late. So I'm sorry, everyone.
It's
Johnny
okay.
had good reasons though.
Yeah. How
Yeah, it's
come
a very good reason.
my screen is frozen? What's happening here? We gotta fix this.
I don't know.
We gotta fix this. It's not frozen on my end, but it's frozen on everything else. We're fixing it right now. Let's see. Who are we still? It's still frozen. I don't know. Technology can just take a flying leap right now.
It
I
hasn't.
don't know.
You haven't hit play.
No, I have. It's playing on my end.
Okay.
Like I'm seeing it play. So I just paused it. Yeah, it's just frozen solid in Restream. So hey, that's fine. We just get to look at
We're
us
talking
tonight.
heads.
No big deal. Mule, what's going on?
What up, my man? So much Halo to talk about.
So much. And Crawler, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? Crawler coming at you, and this game is amazing.
Yes.
This is gonna be a positive one. I think we're all happy, right? We're all happy. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, my only gripe is just make the Warthogs a little heavier. I just want to be able to fly around this
Yeah,
ring.
vehicles
I
are
don't even
vehicles
drive.
are kind of just flimsy. It seems.
I
like.
use the
Yeah, you
grapple
hit-
hook
you
to
hit a
just
rock
swing
and-
around.
You're doing like flips.
Yeah. So that's literally my only gripe though. Just that little weight. Like I don't know if there's a physics like a little toggle. They could just kind of be like, yo, make it heavier. Because then the tank is they put all the weight on the tank. I don't know if you guys are driving around and knows it all, but good
You
morning.
can't even
those
get
things
over
are
a rock,
heavy.
like a little rock.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah. But seriously, other than that, this game has been so good. I mean, I'm currently playing on Legendary, and I'm so excited. We're not even saying, "Hey, come to the Discord." So come hang out in the Discord, Halo Infinite Podcast. Link in the description or in the description. Whether you're listening to this or watching it right now on YouTube, or later on YouTube, or right now, we are doing this live. YouTube.com/Halo Infinite Podcast. It's usually 7:30 on Thursdays, but we had the Game Awards last night, so we waited a week. So anyway, that out of the way. Playing through on Legendary. Some of this stuff is absolutely brutal. Had a really fun day yesterday. Took the day off work, and Crawler took the day off work, and we jumped in Discord, and we both got to listen to each other swear an awful lot at the
The
different boss fights. One in particular, I thought Crawler was gonna punch his monitor at one point. It was.
I think I know what one it was because I was having issues with it on heroic.
it was late last night. It's where you had a glitch happen, Johnny.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that one.
Yeah.
Okay, that is all right.
Yeah.
That's my one gripe. I was playing a mission. I won't say which one. The boss glitched into a rock, and as soon as it glitched into a rock, the game saved a checkpoint. So I was kind of just stuck, and I had to restart the whole mission.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a
that's
long
rough.
mission. It's a long mission.
I had a boss fight. Again, no spoilers, guys. We aren't even going to say the boss or any but I had a boss fight. I was literally watching because Crawler was a little bit behind me because he was doing other just playing Skyrim Halo, basically just going off and doing all the fun stuff. And I'm watching his fight. He does something, triggers a cutscene that did not happen for me. I literally triggered something and then got smacked right in the back. And I was like, what? Right? So I died, did it again, turned around real quick, and a boss just appears in front of me. And so then I had to hightail it out of there real quick.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Did you not press the button that I pressed?
Yeah, I did the same thing.
You did the same thing.
Yeah, it just did not trigger.
Huh. It
did not trigger the cutscene that you. So I didn't even know there was a cutscene until I watched yours, and I was like, "What?
Dang!"
And when I fought that boss, no health bar. He had no health bar, so I was like, "Okay, maybe you got to break off different pieces." My old school gamer mind is like, "Okay, maybe I got to bust off different pieces of armor. What's going on here?" I just kept shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting until finally he died, and I was like, that's rough. That was a rough go. So there are some crazy bugs and stuff, but I don't know about you guys, but for me, this feels like a reimagining of Halo 1. We are outside the ring. They have the music that kicks off at certain times that it's like, I feel like I'm playing level 2 of Halo 1 again, and it was just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're also down inside the ring and there's all this Forerunner tech and everything. And you're just like, yo, this is what I wanted episode 7 to be for Star Wars. Like I wanted to like it a lot. And that right now,
it's a rehash, but not an obvious rehash.
Exactly. And so I've been having a blast, but I've talked enough. So you guys have a turn.
I'm also playing on legendary difficulty. It can be infuriating sometimes, but I feel like it's a very well balanced experience. And I think the forward operating bases and the control that you have on what your loadout is when you're wandering around and before you initiate a story beat that you can trigger when you want. I think having the loadout you want to have going into it changes kind of how legendary feels. And also the resupply kiosks that also changes it, because it's not it incentivizes you almost to hold on to your BR if you want to for a little bit and hope for that kinetic resupply, or if it really gets down to the wire, you kind of resort to old Halo where you just got to pick up what's on the ground. And but I feel like you have more control in your say, and as you level up the fobs and you get more valor points, like there's different variations on guns, there's high value targets that have different variations of Covenant weapons that you can have permanently unlocked at your forward operating base. I'm still like 500 some points away from getting a Wasp, and I think that'll change just the whole scope of it, because I think all 4 of us are at a point where the map has gotten a lot larger than that initial instance, and there's a lot more variable terrain as well. So it's the flight option is welcome when we get that. I've encountered Banshees at forward operating bases now. It's not something that I can call in and have dropped, but they're just sitting out there at some of the operating bases that I occupy and can fast travel to. It's if you want a sword, if you want a hammer, if you want a BR, if you want a rocket launcher, a sniper with full ammo, like you get to play your way, and it's awesome. If you want to take out a base from way up in the sky and just find a perch, and you just take a sniper and something else and a BR with you, you can take out most of the targets before you go down there, and it's awesome.
Real quick, Lethal's mentioning bugs after I brought it up, and the achievements. I'm like,
You still have some that haven't popped yet, right?
no, and he had to go through a second time to get them to pop. So
Yeah, they're super delayed. Like I got one for, I don't know, killing an enemy with a gravity hammer like a day after I did it. Like it was some random achievement.
I feel
and it
like that's
popped
been
a
a
day
I feel like
later.
that's been a thing in the past. Like I feel like Destiny 2 had those problems as well. And I would get random achievements that popped later on.
Yep.
I've
Yeah.
only had like 3 pop that were at random times. Other than that, I have splattered so many enemies. Don't have that achievement. I don't have the achievement for beating one of the bosses, and I couldn't have progressed if I didn't beat.
It's the very
like,
first boss. It's kind of weird that you don't have it.
Yeah, it didn't pop for me. So
That's the most rare. You know, you have all the other achievements except for that first boss. Now your account's super rare.
exactly. So
Yep.
yeah, hopefully that's gonna get fixed. And apparently he's saying that some of the cosmetic unlocks didn't unlock for him the first time through either.
I don't even know, like, so I unlocked some of them, and I don't know how you can tell which ones were from like campaign. Which
There's
ones?
a little ticker at the bottom, but if it's specific to something, like I have a war chief, it's a red BR skin. There's a commando version of it as well. I have the BR skin of it, but it says, and if it's locked as well, if you go to item customization or whatever, it says earn through the campaign. But I wish they would flag it for you to go see it, because it is something that's unlocked so far removed from the customization. I wish the customization would flow over into the campaign that we have, obviously minus your Spartan because you're playing as chief in the campaign, but like your BR skins or sniper skins or the warthog and stuff, like that's fun stuff that could be implemented into the campaign, even though it's kind of random. It would be fun.
Johnny, how you liking the campaign so far?
Oh, I love it. This is what I wanted and more. What? Now I'm a Nintendo fan, right? And this feels a lot like Breath of the Wild.
And this feels
gonna
a
say it.
lot like I'm cheating on Nintendo, but
but so I don't really use vehicles to get around. I've just been using the grapple hook, and you know I'm just trying to get up as high as I possibly can. And you find some really cool stuff like just randomly throughout the world. I'm not gonna say some of the things that I found, but there are some really cool things out there. So I highly recommend exploring and not just going from point to point. I mean, I think you beat the game like fairly quickly if you just do the main missions.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to do that.
Have you guys summited peaks yet? Like you get to the top of a mountain and the music will crescendo and get loud and give you that kind of
I don't think I've found
feeling.
that high of things yet.
There is an achievement for reach the highest point. But I've been to, I think I've seen at least 2 or 3 of them. There's like these random, they look like balloon / stuffed animals kind of. I found an arbiter thing, and I also found a pilot one.
I found Chief.
Okay. Yeah, I think I found 2 or 3 of them, and I the arbiter and pilot stick out because I found the pilot today. But yeah, it's a nice little. It's not anything that you interact with, but it's just something that's there. It's pretty.
It's a nice little Easter egg, and there's a lot around it. And it reminds me of when I was exploring the world in Breath of the Wild, where you see somewhere and you could just go there. Like there's not really any limits as long as you can grapple. And I'm assuming once you get vehicles that can fly, you can pretty much go wherever you want.
I tried flying today and I hit a turnaround point. It was gonna blow me up, but I was also trying to circumvent around the side of something. So there are limitations to the kill box, but it's pretty wide open.
Mule, what are you thinking so far, baby?
Okay. Okay. I'm going to go out and just say this is the best Halo I've ever played. I say that because, let me just give context. I remember playing Halo 1, right? And you're looking at the ring and you're looking out and you're like, man, I wish I could go over there. I just want to discover what's over there and check out what's over there. And I feel like this game, I'm finally getting to do that. Like
Mhm.
there's literally, I can go just about anywhere I can see with my eyes in the game. Right there. I mean, obviously there's some places that are blocked off because feature content or whatever like that. But like, it literally is like Halo Skyrim to me.
For
And
sure.
I'm absolutely in love with it, man. I am loving every second of it. It's just, it plays and feels so fluid. Like I said, like you said, Josh, the only thing I have like a complaint about is some of the vehicles feel a little too light. But other than that, man, I mean, like the storytelling, the narratives in there, the conversations you have, like I'm trying to be very general here, but there's like a moment when they make you do something and you're like, oh, you're going to make me put that in. Like you're going to make me do that. It's pretty early on in the game. So it's not like a huge spoiler. I'm trying to be very general about it, but like they make you, and I was just like, dude,
I got you.
the
I know what you
feels
mean.
on that. Like I was just like, oh, why do you make me do that? 343. Like you're just hurting my heart even more. And then just so much of the story of like the pilot and things like that. Like it's just so good, man. Like there was just moments I was just like, this is like the same feels I was getting with Halo 1 when I played it, and Halo 2 and 3, and just man, I mean, I just have to say 343 GG's because I've loved it. I've just loved it. And I feel like I'm gushing, and I tried not to have very high hopes for the campaign. If you listened to a few podcasts ago, I was concerned about it. Those concerns are gone, man. Like I am just loving every second of it.
I don't even care about the story. I'm very confused in what's going on with the story right now. I have no idea. But
how many
I don't
how
really
many audio logs have you been picking up?
trying to find. I don't know. I've been finding multiple. I found one. There's some very real and stuff that hits like really close to home in the audio logs, and it's just kind of intense a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
But then like there's just, it's so funny hearing the grunts and hearing the other races go back and forth, like ripping on each other and yelling at each other. The propaganda towers
Mm-hmm.
are so
Yeah.
funny.
Yep.
And
Dude, the grunt audio logs are some of the best. I don't
Yep.
know if you've listened to some of those, but they're hilarious.
What, do you guys have a best line that sticks out from grunts? Because I have one. It was inside one of the first two missions or whatever are not on the ring, and so it was in those spaces. But I came through a door and there were two grunts talking to each other, and one was talking about how he wishes he had called in sick for the day, and then I proceed to kill both of them. Like,
there was one that I heard
hearing
like,
jackals talk is weird, but also funny because you destroy their shield and they're like, "No shield must run."
Yeah.
there was one that was like, whenever you kill a grunt like next to another grunt, they're like, "Oh, he was the best in our squad."
Right.
I haven't heard that one yet.
Yes. Yeah,
I
there's
had one where-
so much. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mule.
I had one where he was running. He's like, don't kill me. You're going to kill me.
Yeah, I think I heard one say, "Oh, that was a headshot." You know, right as the other dude got laid out.
The grunts do such a good job. I feel like pushing the boundary of breaking the fourth wall, pretty much.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
The other thing that really impressed me, they don't have any like lines per se, but the audio design overall, the BR just sounds so like it sounded good in multiplayer. I'm sure it's the same, right? But like when you hear it echoing off of some of the ravines and the rocks and everything, you're just like, yo, this thing sounds powerful. You fire the sniper or whatever, it's even better. But the hunters have some of the best audio, and it's
Yes.
just like we are essentially playing like Halo 1 / Halo 2 based on the enemies that we're fighting, right? Like almost to the T.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it. Like
I'm all about the hunter. Like hunters have gotten redesigns almost every single Halo, and they're back to as close to Halo 1 as they've ever been, like armor wise, and
yeah, they're really it's just really good. There's so much positive to say, right? And I mean, as you progress, you're going to get to where you have to do missions that are much further apart. You've got to be moving from, and initially I'm like, oh great, they added padding, right? But then I was like, well, wait a minute, let me go do my fobs, and now I can see all of the Spartan cores and the armor cores that I can pick up along the way. Now all of a sudden I'm feeling like, yo, I'm not wasting time. I'm going a little bit of a roundabout way, but I'm collecting stuff. And I found some spots in this ring that I mean, we'll have to do like a spoiler cast and stuff where we can talk, because I don't, but there's been some areas that I'm like, this is blowing my mind, right? Like it's not, it's outside of just the normal like Skyrim looking areas. All of a sudden I'm just like, yo, what is this? Like, what is this? And I love that, because it was like there's a sense of exploration that we did have in Halos, but not to this extent, right? And even finding skulls and stuff like that is like I'm like, it shows that it's right here, but like and in fact though, I've even hit a couple areas I couldn't get back out. I had to reload my checkpoint because I was
or fast travel to the fob,
or fast traveled, and because I was like, yo, I'm actually stuck. I slid down into a little crack thinking there's gotta be a skull down here, and then couldn't get back out. I'm like, there's no way for me to get back out. I can't crouch like I did to get in, so I'm host.
Dude, and you got to tell them what you found when we were on that call the other day, up on that hill.
The Master Chief?
No. The album you found, dude. You gotta tell them.
Okay, so there's a particular tower that you're gonna want to go to the top of, right? And when you're up there, you're gonna find Craig's greatest hits. And when you flip it over, it's all these different song titles that are just like, it's just too like, I just love that kind of stuff. Like that's like, they don't care, you know, they're just having fun with it. It's like, yeah, it was a meme. Let's keep it going, you know? So
that's what it feels like. It feels like they had fun making this game with all the grunt lines and propaganda towers and stuff. So they definitely, you know, they love this series and they wanted to show how much they enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
And what a comeback by 343, right? I mean, you think about all that they've been through with the Master Chief, with Halo 5, like everything, like just what a comeback story for them, man, as a studio, and how well received this game is right now. Like that is pretty awesome that they like stuck with their guns, they grinded out, and they stuck with Halo and got Halo that everyone wanted. You know, like there's something to say about that. Like someone has to say it, like that they did such a good job of sticking with it and giving everyone what we want in a way that's 343, you know?
And it's not just the campaign. The multiplayer is fantastic too. Like this game is a fantastic package. Yeah, there's some things that they need to tweak, but it's probably the most fun I've had this year. This game is probably my game of the year now. Mm-hmm. It's phenomenal.
And hindsight is obviously 2020. Cyberpunk just had like its 1 year anniversary, right? And so these two games would have come out about the same time if Halo had launched around on launch day for the Series X and S. And the two companies chose to take different routes, where Cyberpunk was pushed out and it wasn't obviously ready, and Halo took the time, took criticism, took the brunt of the angry mob that was upset that a game wasn't launching, and fine-tuned it, and it's getting all this praise. there are still some things that people are upset about that's missing. They've taken criticism of the battle pass in stride. They found a way to get multiplayer, which was a more polished ready thing, out the door in honor of the 20th anniversary of Halo. And we have more to come, and we have co-op campaign to look forward to. We have Forge to look forward to. I think Josh and I were talking the other day. I think with all that happens, I know Lethal probably knows more of the story of what happens on Zeta Halo and everything, but I think with what we're hearing in the audio logs and what happens between when we see Chief in the opening cutscene and when we're playing the game, there's a 6-month time frame there. I think we're primed for a Halo ODST type single player or co-op player experience to be released in a cadence over the next however many years, because this is a platform now that they've said that this is a 10-year kind of cycle that they're gonna use this game. They developed a new engine for it so they can implement new stuff. I think we have an opportunity to get a whole lot more story out of this world and this game.
That's what's so exciting. It's like, sure, there may be some things that seem like they're lacking. This is a work in progress, and it's a great start. Like, it's not a Cyberpunk start. They took that extra year, and it shows. Like, it shows their passion comes through continually. Their love for this game. I mean, there's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about. And what is co-op going to be? Right? There's so much story that wasn't told in, like, you start the game and we're as lost as Chief is on what's happening. And I kind of love that, because now I think we're going to like, and then as you progress through the story, you're like, how did person A get to this point? And how did how's this all going to play out?
I really think that all right, tinfoil hat, right? Let's put it on. I really think that they intended this to just not be co-op when it came out. Like, they want you to play the campaign.
Josh and I talked about that yesterday too.
100.
By yourself.
Yep.
And then they're going to bring in co-op with the other Spartans and the Spartan Academy and stuff like that. I really think that's it. And so right now they're playing it off as like, oh yeah, it wasn't ready yet.
Well,
like,
now that you say that with Spartan Academy, because Commander, what's her name? Like, if you haven't played the training mission thing, it's first off, it's an achievement, but there's cutscenes associated with it, and she leaves you at the training facility because there's something that came up with Chief. Like, she's responding to something. So I mean, that definitely leaves that window open for us to go do something. And all of us are about 50% through the game campaign, so we have no clue what goes on at the end to back up any of this. But this is all just speculation.
Yeah, I'm having too much fun in the campaign to like rush it, man. I'm just looking at everything, playing. I'm not like you guys. I start the first time through the campaign on normal because I just want to play it for the story, look around, have a decently easy time against the bosses just because I want to get through it, And now I feel like I kind of want to relish it. I just don't want to rush it, It's just so good.
The reason I like to do Legendary is because when I go back, I don't ever want to have to do what I did in Legendary again, or I don't want to know what it's going to be coming in Legendary. So that's why I'm just like, nah, it's just got to be done first.
I also want the easier playthrough to go find the skulls or the collectible. Like, that's one thing that's kind of a negative. Like, I've heard from people talking about this after they're done. The ring feels kind of dead, because you've captured all the forward operating bases and there's no restarting the campaign missions or whatever. So when that does get added back in, it'll be nice. But the ring can become kind of lifeless after you've.
I think there's a reason for that again, man. Like, I think there's a reason for it. Like, it's I mean, if they got at least a 10-year plan with this, and it's a live service game, they're going to be like throwing stuff in there more, right? So,
Well, I mean, I how quickly they responded to replay the missions, I think it was an artistic decision, but they quickly realized people miss skulls. They need to go back, especially like the first two missions. You can't replay them, so
yeah.
I think they backpedaled on that pretty quickly. But it's stuff they got to be able to implement.
Yeah.
But it seems the way it's working, like I was talking about with Joel a little bit in chat, and it's like we are in the Discord, like everything that you've done carries, like at least the skulls have unlocked all carry over. So doing a second playthrough or whatever, you're not deleting your first one.
Mm-hmm.
From my understanding, it looks like you have multiple. You have
4
multiple
slots.
save slots.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's that first time clicking new game that I'm like, is it going to the right spot? You know, that like it's like a little nerve wracking because like I don't want to delete. I don't
Well,
want
it's
to.
also a little annoying that like the first, I think, 2 missions you're inside, right? So you can't, once you're done those missions, you can't go back and find those skulls.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in the open world you could go back to, but
you can even see
first
the
2 missions,
icons.
you can't.
You can see the icons on the map for the first 2 missions, though. So they're there, kind of just taunting you and showing you what collectibles you didn't collect in there.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean that'll be good when they add the replayable missions back.
Yeah, but they have a template for that because ODST was an open world that you wandered around and you started all ODST missions. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, except for like some of the last missions, were flashbacks to what happened. You're discovering stuff, so you instigated the start of that mission. So there's ways they could add that back in if they wanted to keep the ring as active or unactive as you've created it with how much you've taken over. But if there's a stronghold or something like that you want to do again, or a campaign mission that you walk up to, just have either have a menu in the forward operating bases or have them be like Destiny style beacons that you go up and just interact with to restart said thing, would be they have multiple ways they could implement it.
And like Mule said, it all kind of feels planned.
Mhm.
It doesn't feel like they were like, oh yeah, we screwed the pooch on that one. Like it's like, no, I think they know.
They're trying to play it off, bro. They're trying to play it off. I really do think they have a huge plan to bring in the academy that way. And so it might, my guess is that, you know, I'm trying not to spoil anything. I think like Chief is going to get like, he's going to get to a point where he's fighting so many enemies, right? Or there's so many people that are trying to kill him or hunt him down that he's going to be like almost down on his luck, right? Like his luck's about to run out. And then boom, here comes the cavalry, right?
It's when the battle royale comes in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I would not be surprised at all if the initial co-op stuff wasn't like focused not only on Team Osiris, but possibly some other Spartan teams as well.
Oh yeah.
And we may not even play as Chief during co-op, which honestly I'm fine with because it's always bothered me when you do co-op and you're like, hi Chief, hi. It's like the Spider-Man meme where it's like, you know, and you're like,
or you're the person that has to not be Chief and you're just
the random elite. Yeah. So, you know, and I mean, at this point, like, yeah, you know, Halo 5 was a misstep with the campaign and all that stuff and Prometheans and everything, but like they really did such a great job, like kind of explaining stuff away to a certain extent. There's still some questions that I think are going to be answered, but like for me, I feel like we're getting enough story that I'm satisfied by it, but I also know that they're leaving some loose ends to be tied. And that also excites me because it's like that means there's more to do. There's more content. There's more that we're going to experience.
Yep.
And I feel like they've already done such a great job with the narrative right now that is also going to make sense and be, because like there's a major part in the story right at the beginning that is like a single line and you're like, what? Like, what? How? What? How? And then that's it. And you're just left thinking the whole time. And you're kind of reminded throughout the whole story too. And you're just like, okay, I see you. I see you. And I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Lethal says there's going to be a Halo book in June 2022 where it touches on some of the things that were mentioned in the Spartan audio logs. And the audio logs are so great. Like hearing...
I was gonna say, I never listen to audio logs a second time usually, and I feel like so many of the audio logs are tucked next to campaign interaction points that untrigger them. But there's so much story and lore behind. There's like 3 different versions of audio logs with the banished audio logs, the UNSC audio logs, and then Spartan audio logs. So there's there's 3 sides to the story to kind of hear and understand. And I never go back and listen to that kind of stuff, but I'm genuinely thinking I'm going to go do that in this game after I have them all kind of gathered.
It's really interesting too to listen to the ones with Chief in them, you know, with him talking to whoever
Halsey or
Halsey.
Yeah. But it's just interesting to hear him and hear like that side of the story while you're Chief, you know.
What I
I
think
just
is
think the
interesting...
Banish needs a hug. All of them are so angry. Like Esheron, like, dude, chill. You just need a hug, man.
Yeah.
The acting though, the voice acting is all so good. I mean, Jen Taylor is absolutely slaying as the weapon. I love it. And it only gets like, you guys are in for a treat. That's all I'll say. Like there's more coming where it's good. It's just good. Like that's all I can say about it. And
she also does Cortana and Halsey, right? So she's
and
doing 3 different roles that are similar but different. It's kind of impressive.
Super impressive. Like super impressive. I just, the weapon makes this feel like a reimagining of the first game because they're getting to know each other, you know? So
Yep. Love it, man.
Well, the Game Awards happened last night and a trailer dropped.
Dude, that trailer, oh man, I got hyped when I watched it.
Yeah?
I got, yeah.
Let's hear it. We'll take a look right now. We won't have audio.
Look at the aesthetics, dude. It looks amazing. Like it doesn't look like some crappy made for TV, you know.
It looks like Starship Troopers. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
A good bug's a dead bug.
That's right.
Well, it's like a Paramount Plus show, so it's a premium channel. So it should be.
It looks like The
quality.
Expanse. Like the quality looks like The Expanse to me, like a top tier sci-fi show.
Yeah, and I mean Spielberg's attached to it, and they've been building these props. They've had a working Warthog for how many years? I mean,
he stuck the hero landing.
He's armor locked. He's armor locked. The Chief armor looks real good, though. It looks real good.
Was that blue team that we saw walking in the hangar? It looked like it for a second. I couldn't tell.
I mean, this is more of an origin, right? Like that's a young Halsey right there. I'm pretty sure. I'm wondering if this kid isn't John.
No, that's not. That's a different actor.
So that's Covenant right there. What we just saw.
Yeah. Like right, it's fixing to show it. Is this blue team that pops up? I mean, because it looked like blue team.
You don't think that kid is John?
That
one I have no
is.
idea.
Based on what was being said. Well, again, what was being said during the trailer really made you think.
What were their? Hold on. What were their numbers? Do we know the numbers of blue team?
Yeah, 115, 115, 116, and 118.
125, 134.
Oh, I thought they were just in order based on team. No.
14, 7.
Wow.
2.
Wow, Josh. Wow.
There's
Kelly
no date.
is
There's no date.
let's see, Samuel 034, Kelly is 087, Linda 058. I was just looking for a quick
And you
Quick,
can look up what
search.
those Spartans' names are because there's Halopedia that has all the Spartans cataloged.
yeah.
So
Is it
are we
one-
thinking this might be like, well, I mean, it wasn't until I'm just trying to think about the lore. Like, I'm wondering if this is like post Halo 1, but before Halo 2, maybe? It's supposed to be a younger chief, I think.
No, it's pre Halo 1 because this is because it's more of an origin, right? And when
But if the timeline of Reach, it's they might say it's right at the. It's hard to say because if you base it off of the like the game versus the book, right? The lore is a little bit iffy, and so I think if you just go off the lore of the book, I think there is opportunity for Chief to have some stories. Now that I think about it, there is. If you think about it just from the game,
Reach flows immediately into 1.
into 1, but in the book, that isn't necessarily how it goes exactly. So that's probably what they're going off of. But I mean, overall, it looks very well done.
Yeah. Man, I can't find anything on Spartan 135. I'm looking, but I can't find anything.
Story hasn't been told yet.
I guess not.
Well,
But their armor looked like blue team, in my opinion. So
wasn't it like a recon, and then some of them they've changed so much I don't even know names anymore, other than like the recon and the Mark 5, Mark 7 and stuff. But
yeah,
we'll get there eventually. There we go. So that's Chief.
No, that's different. That's
Is that
different
Chief
looking.
right there?
No, that's not at all.
That's
Like,
not Chief on the.
That's like a recon specialist Spartan. Those are not designs we've seen other than the helmet and the guy in the front.
Okay,
Yeah.
I went full screen, and yeah, the one that kind of looks like Chief, the front of his helmet is cut flat.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's blue team unless they got like a redesign or something.
Well, and that gun looks like he's holding a DMR, not a BR.
No, that's an AR. That's an AR, isn't it?
That
I don't know.
I don't know.
Look at the front. It also.
Or is it a commando?
It's kind of blurry, so it
Yeah.
also kind of looks a little bit like a shotgun. So it's a little bit tough to tell, but to me it looks like an in between a DMR and a shotgun. So I don't. Who knows?
The model for the sniper, it looks so good.
It looks
Yeah.
super sick. Yeah, and the warthog
Yeah.
behind him.
Yep.
The warthog behind him looks really good too.
Yeah. Man, it just looks amazing. I can't wait. It's gonna be good. That's Spartan 125.
That's a different kind of scope. What?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that looks like he has a sniper now. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the sniper, I think.
Is it the sniper? Okay. I guess we never see the front end of it really.
I don't know.
It looks clean.
Yeah,
It
it's a
looks clean.
totally different team though. I mean, they're all in black clad armor as well,
Okay.
so maybe they're a special covert unit.
And again, maybe it's early in the Spartan program. Maybe it's stuff that happened because Chief does missions in Reach, so it could be, it's just I'd have to go back and read it again just because it's been a while. But
What were Noble Team's numbers?
what he
That I don't know. I'd have to look it up again. It's been so long.
Yeah, but we also lose all
that's-
of Noble Team.
that's definitely lock right there. So
At least these aren't long necks,
I
so
mean-
that's good.
The most important and noble team was George. So 052. That's all I care about. If we see George, that'd be amazing.
Emil with that helmet.
True. Yeah. Yeah. So
well, it's I don't know what else to say at this point because
We don't want to spoil too much.
we don't want to get into spoilers.
next cast, spoilers, right?
I think so. I think by the next one we can
I'm
do.
gonna try to beat it this weekend. So
That's my goal.
hopefully.
I also want to get that sniper skin in multiplayer, so I gotta find time to pull myself away from campaign.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Ultimate challenge is is a lot more manageable this week with only 15 headshot kills instead of 17 wins.
I want to give an update on my spending. I spent another $45.
John, what's it like being a whale?
John is, yeah, that's because
The weapon charms are so cool. All right, so heads up, there was a weapon charm with Cortana and Master Chief,
Mhm.
and I thought you got a Cortana AI.
I thought that as well. I looked at it.
It was
it
just
said just
a
color.
color.
Yep,
It
I
was
saw it
just
and I
a
was
color.
like,
yeah.
I bought the space pickle though because that was hilarious.
So I spent $10 on this weapon charm plus an AI color that I don't think you ever actually see.
You
Yeah.
do if you take a stronghold, or
If you play the objective, you see it.
Yeah.
What's that?
I don't
still
know.
have 3,600 credits left.
I did jump into multiplayer a little bit, working to just get the rank up. Had a KDR. I don't even remember what my KDR was, but I went like 24 and 14 or something. More captures than anybody else on my team. We still lost, and my rank went down.
Was it a tiny little bit though?
Yeah. They only move down in splinters, but I'm just like,
I
I had a
wish-
higher KDR than anybody else in the match, and we lost a close one because the teammates were just all over the place.
Yeah.
Like no team.
I wish
shot.
you saw your elo before Onyx, because Onyx, once you get to Onyx, you see your elo just on the screen. I wish they would show you your elo, but
Yeah.
Micah wants to know if I finished the whole story yet. I have not. I don't know how far I am because I don't know. But
well, on achievement tracking, last night you and I were both at like 50, just a little past 50%, and you played a decent amount today, so you're probably closer to 60 or 70.
yeah, more than likely. It was funny. Like both our company game time lunch, and we also get together and just like do drinks. Everybody was gaming today for both virtual events. So they were all playing Counter-Strike. Some were playing Minecraft, and I was rocking the campaign. So good times. So well, there you go. I think we'll wrap it up right there, guys. You can follow the Halo Infinite podcast on Twitter. We'd love to chat with you, hear about your thoughts on the campaign. Of course, you can jump in the Discord. We have the links in the description below. Subscribe, hit the like button, all the things. We are still gonna be talking about tournaments and all that stuff. Like just be patient with us, but we want to get there. And
We got to beat the campaign first.
Yeah, we want to beat the campaign first. So we really do appreciate everybody that's listening. You guys have taken us as high as like 18 on Apple Podcasts in the video game section. Like we've ranked as high as 18. So unreal, absolutely unreal. We know we've been checking the downloads. They've like tripled since the game released.
Yeah, like two weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, it jumped like quite a bit.
Yeah. And so we just want to say thank you guys so much. We're in this for the long haul. We want to just keep building an awesome community for you guys to find people to game with. we want to do like a bounty where you guys take us on, and maybe there'll be some prizes and stuff like that. So
Halo's back.
Halo's back. We're all in, and we can't wait to play with you guys. So that'll do it. We will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.
Please call us at your earliest convenience. Now, show me what you can do.